Ernie, you've been there for every step of Eli Manning's career, the Super Bowls, the draft, obviously the trade. What are your emotions today watching him end his 16-year career?
Well, first of all, I'm happy he's retiring a Giant. I'm happy he's going out the way he's going out. He expressed it better than I can. I feel great for him because I always said that I took a lot of heat for that trade, and so did he, and it wasn't his fault. I put him in that situation, so he had no control over it, and I'm glad it worked out.
That trade, when you look back on it, in fact, I've heard Osi Umenyiora talking about this the other day. There were a lot of moments where it almost didn't happen. It really kind of came down right to the wire.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen because I didn't know A.J. Smith very well. We just didn't know each other. And we only spoke about 3 or 4 times, and he was supposed to call me Friday. I don't remember if the draft was Saturday or Sunday, but he didn't call. So I was resigned to the fact we weren't going to make the deal. And we were 7 or 8 minutes into our 15-minute allotment when he called. And he asked for OC one more time. And I said no one more time. And then he asked, would you trade next year's one, which we had already discussed that we would. And then we made it. And we made it so late that we didn't have time to get it in by computer, which makes it official. We had to do it orally over the phone. And Joel Bussard had AJ on one phone and me on the other. And what we said had to kind of agree with each other. And I could, he could have backed out of the trade, and I would have had Rivers, not Roethlisberger. Right? So I heard Joel say, "Okay, we have a trade." So then I knew we had it.
And I know you had a strong conviction about what Eli would be. Obviously, the early years were a bit of a struggle. When did you know you were right about him?
Well, his second year, he won the division, and he made some big plays the second year. I thought. We beat San Francisco on the road. He came back. We beat Oakland, although Tiki made that great run out of his own 1-yard line. I never wavered because I knew quarterbacks were going to have trouble the first year. If you remember when Tom started him, I'm not sure of the exact sequence, but I know that the first 4 teams I think were Baltimore, Philadelphia, and Washington had a great defense, but he got killed. But they were tough defenses, and so I didn't think that meant anything. At that point, but it didn't take him long. The next year he had a pretty good year.
Last question. We're going to debate this, I'm sure, for the next 5 years, but you've studied more NFL history than most people. Is Eli deserving of a spot in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I don't have a vote, but I obviously think he is. And I've answered that question, and my answer is that's subjective. That's going to depend on who votes for him. What's not subjective are the 2 trophies. That's a fact.